In the heart of a quiet suburban enclave, I had cultivated a secret oasis known as my garden nightclub. For years, my sprawling backyard transformed into a vibrant haven where pulsating beats and neon lights merged seamlessly with nature's tranquility. Welcome to Suki Stories. Subscribe or HOA might come at you too. Every weekend, a diverse crowd of music lovers gathered under the stars, their laughter and dance steps echoing deep into the night. The garden was meticulously designed, adorned with cascading string lights, innovative art installations, and a custom sound system that turned every note into an electric current. I poured my soul into every detail, ensuring the space became an immersive escape from the mundane rules of everyday life. What began as modest backyard gatherings soon blossomed into a local legend celebrated by an ever-growing community. The eclectic mix of live DJ sets, spontaneous jam sessions, and immersive light shows fostered a unique sense of camaraderie among the revelers. The Garden Nightclub quickly became a sanctuary for creative expression, where every guest felt free to lose themselves in the rhythm. Under the gentle glow of moonlight, the dance floor came alive as vibrant hues danced along with the music. Each thumping beat resonated with the pulse of the community, forging bonds among strangers who shared the same love for art and life. Word of the magical nights spread like wildfire, and soon a loyal following anticipated each event with passionate fervor. However, as the gatherings grew larger and louder, murmurs of discontent began to ripple through the neighborhood. The strict Homeowners Association, HOA, known for its unwavering adherence to conventional standards, took notice of the escalating noise and unconventional activities. An official notice arrived declaring that my garden nightclub was in violation of the community's regulations and must cease immediately. The notice cited concerns over excessive noise, disturbances to the neighborhood's peace, and deviations from the established aesthetic. Shock and disbelief washed over me as I read the decree, realizing that the creative sanctuary I had nurtured was now under siege. The HOA's decision was delivered with an air of finality, leaving little room for discussion or compromise. In that fateful moment, the vibrant energy of my garden was threatened by the cold, bureaucratic hand of authority. Despite the harsh ruling, a fierce determination ignited within me to protect the spirit of the nightclub and the community it had inspired. I immediately began reaching out to the loyal patrons and neighbors who had long embraced the nocturnal revelries. Conversations erupted in hushed tones among regulars, all sharing a profound sense of loss and defiance. The garden had evolved into more than just a party venue. It was a symbol of freedom, expression, and community unity. As news of the HOA's mandate spread, the local art and music scene buzzed with both outrage and solidarity. Discreet flyers appeared on lampposts and online forums, lit up with messages urging resistance and creative rebellion. I recalled countless nights where the garden had become a pulsating canvas of light and sound, each moment a defiant stand against conformity. The collective memories of dancing beneath the stars, exchanging heartfelt conversations, and celebrating life together fueled our resolve. My determination hardened into a commitment to challenge the oppressive decision, not only for myself, but for every soul who found solace in our gatherings. Friends, fellow artists, and even local business owners stepped forward, pledging their support and sharing personal stories of how the nightclub had enriched their lives. The tension within the community was palpable, as the clash between creative freedom and institutional control became inevitable. Despite looming legal threats and potential fines, our united spirit refused to be silenced by outdated regulations. I organized clandestine meetings in community centers and backrooms where strategies were fervently discussed. Every whispered conversation was imbued with the promise that our garden, a beacon of creativity, could not be erased by a single ruling. The energy from past nights of revelry surged back, igniting a rebellious spark among us. I reached out to influential local figures, urging them to recognize the profound cultural value of our nocturnal gatherings. The narrative of the Garden Nightclub had woven itself into the very fabric of our community, becoming a testament to what we could achieve together. With every conversation, it became clear that the heartbeat of the party was an irreplaceable treasure. Though the HOA's edict was legally binding on paper, it had inadvertently sown the seeds of a grassroots movement. The stage was set for a dramatic confrontation between repressive regulation and the unyielding desire for self-expression. In that decisive moment, as I surveyed my dimly lit garden, I vowed that even if the HOA ended my nightclub, the party would live on in the hearts of every neighbor who believed in freedom. In the days following the HOA's draconian ruling, neighbors gathered in living rooms and community centers to strategize and mobilize in defense of our beloved garden nightclub. A vibrant energy began to pulse through the neighborhood as local artists, musicians, and activists united under a common cause. Passionate meetings were held in the back rooms of local cafes and community halls, where every voice was heard and every concern addressed. Organized protests and impromptu parties were planned, with flyers and social media posts rapidly spreading the message of resistance. Determined to show that the spirit of the party could not be extinguished by bureaucratic control, a coalition of supporters began scheduling clandestine gatherings in hidden corners of the neighborhood. Prominent local figures and influencers lent their voices to the cause, urging residents to reclaim their right to celebrate art, music, and community. In a symbolic act of defiance, residents started decorating their homes and vehicles with neon signs and slogans that read, "Party on, no matter what." Secret invitations to underground gatherings circulated online, ensuring that the creative spark remained alive despite the HOA's restrictions. Local musicians recorded impromptu jam sessions and broadcast them over pirate radio stations to defy the silence imposed by the ban. Community organizers collaborated with legal experts to draft petitions and challenge the HOA's overreach in official hearings. The sense of injustice was palpable as residents shared stories of how the Garden nightclub had brought them together and enriched their lives. With every passing day, more neighbors joined the movement, pledging support by attending rallies and staging flash mobs in defiance. A massive online petition gathered thousands of signatures, each one a testament to the community's demand for artistic freedom and respectful governance. Social media exploded with viral posts and images of neon-lit protests, uniting supporters across diverse social circles. In defiant acts of public art, graffiti artists transformed mundane street signs into vibrant expressions of rebellion. The coalition organized a series of community meetings where residents debated strategies and coordinated peaceful protests that echoed their passion. Local business owners displayed solidarity by offering discounts to festival goers and hosting pre-party gatherings at their establishments. A grassroots campaign emerged with the slogan, "Party on, HOA gone," symbolizing our refusal to bow to restrictive regulations. Tensions simmered as residents prepared to confront the HOA at their next scheduled board meeting, armed with evidence of the positive impact of the Garden nightclub. Organizers distributed leaflets detailing the history of the Garden nightclub, emphasizing how it had become a cultural beacon for the neighborhood. Community leaders coordinated with local media, ensuring that every protest and impromptu party received widespread coverage. The narrative shifted from one of suppression to one of empowerment as residents celebrated their ability to shape their own destiny. Creative workshops and art sessions were organized to encourage participation from even the most reserved neighbors. Each gathering was infused with music, dance, and artistic expression, proving that the party could continue even without the official venue. Volunteer groups formed to document every moment of the protest, capturing the raw emotion and solidarity in high-definition video. The movement reached a fever pitch when a group of young activists orchestrated a midnight parade that snaked through the streets, their energy contagious. Banners and murals bearing the themes of liberation and community resilience adorned every available surface, transforming the neighborhood into a living canvas. The opposition from the HOA grew more frantic as they realized that their attempts to silence us were only fueling our collective defiance. Legal challenges were mounted, with experts arguing that the HOA's actions violated basic rights to free assembly and creative expression. The movement became a rallying cry for artistic communities beyond our borders, drawing in support from neighboring cities and online forums. Each protest was carefully choreographed to ensure safety and avoid confrontations, yet its impact reverberated with uncompromising passion. Neighbors who had never met before found common ground in their shared desire to celebrate life and creativity. Every flash mob, every spontaneous dance-off in a quiet park, and every clandestine party in a hidden yard was a victory for our collective spirit. The Garden nightclub, though silenced by the HOA's decree, lived on in the hearts and minds of every resident who believed in its magic. Fueled by determination, our movement organized a symbolic street festival that paraded through the neighborhood, celebrating art and community. Protesters donned costumes and illuminated their bodies with neon paint, transforming the night into a carnival of resistance. The collaborative efforts of community organizers and local influencers ensured that our message reached every corner of the neighborhood. With each passing night, the energy of the movement grew, and the sound of laughter, music, and celebration drowned out the echoes of the HOA's mandate. Our united front challenged not only the HOA's decision, but also the broader notion that bureaucratic control could ever quench the flames of human creativity. In a resounding declaration of defiance, the neighbors declared that the end of the Garden Nightclub was not the end of the party, but the beginning of a new era of communal celebration. As the dust settled on the turbulent days of conflict, a palpable sense of victory began to infuse every corner of our neighborhood. In a historic town hall meeting, city officials announced sweeping reforms to the HOA's oppressive regulations, acknowledging the undeniable cultural value of My Garden Nightclub. The long-awaited decision rescinded the ban, promising a future where creative expression and community celebration could coexist. Neighbors, emboldened by our collective defiance, gathered to transform the garden into a revitalized space that honored its past while embracing new beginnings. A grand festival was organized, uniting local artists, musicians, and residents in a celebration of resilience and unity. The air buzzed with excitement as vibrant installations, live performances, and impromptu dance-offs turned the once silenced garden into a kaleidoscope of sound and color. Every street corner, mural, and neon-lit sign paid tribute to our hard-fought victory against bureaucratic suppression. The celebration was not just a party, but a powerful statement that community voices could reshape oppressive policies. With fireworks illuminating the night sky, the festival marked the rebirth of a cultural haven that had refused to be silenced. The joyous cheers of hundreds of revelers echoed through the neighborhood, affirming that art and unity were invincible forces. Former adversaries within the HOA, now humbled by the public outcry, began working alongside community leaders to forge a more inclusive vision for local governance. Legal experts lauded the outcome as a landmark victory for civil rights and free expression, setting a precedent for future disputes. The success of our protest rippled outward, inspiring similar movements in neighboring towns and igniting a regional renaissance in public art. Community organizers quickly set up permanent outdoor stages, art exhibits, and creative hubs within the garden to ensure that the spirit of the nightclub would endure. Local media celebrated the transformation, with headlines proclaiming that the power of grassroots activism had triumphed over outdated regulations. Social media platforms buzzed with images and testimonials, each post a vibrant testament to our unwavering determination. The festival became a living archive of our struggle, with every performance an art piece commemorating the journey from suppression to liberation. Children played and laughed under the soft glow of string lights, while elders recounted tales of past protests and the importance of standing up for one's community. The revived garden quickly evolved into a dynamic cultural center, hosting workshops, exhibitions, and concerts that attracted visitors from far and wide. A sense of pride permeated every conversation, as residents reflected on the remarkable transformation that had redefined their shared space. With the oppressive shadow of the HOA lifted, local creativity blossomed in ways that enriched every facet of community life. The festival's success spurred the creation of a dedicated arts council tasked with safeguarding public cultural spaces from future overreach. New policies were enacted that balanced neighborhood aesthetics with the essential need for creative expression. The once secret Garden Nightclub now thrived as an open, inclusive venue where every voice was celebrated. Artists found renewed inspiration in the community's resilience, producing works that chronicled our journey from adversity to triumph. The event underscored that when people come together, even the most rigid authorities can be challenged and transformed. As the final notes of live music faded into the early morning, residents danced on, reveling in their reclaimed freedom. The garden, bathed in the soft glow of dawn and adorned with murals of hope, stood as a monument to the indomitable human spirit. Local politicians, witnessing the overwhelming public support, pledged to protect and promote community-driven cultural projects. The successful transformation of the garden became a catalyst for broader discussions on urban revitalization and civic empowerment. In community centers and school auditoriums, workshops were held to teach future generations the importance of artistic freedom and collective action. The victory resonated deeply, reminding everyone that change begins when individuals dare to challenge unjust authority. With each passing day, the energy of the festival continued to inspire new creative initiatives throughout the neighborhood. The bonds forged in the heat of protest evolved into lasting friendships that celebrated diversity and inclusion. As the celebration wound down, a profound sense of optimism filled the air, heralding a new era of open expression and community solidarity. The reclaimed garden now buzzed with possibilities, a living proof that no decree could ever extinguish the flame of creativity. Every smile, every burst of laughter, and every shared moment at the festival affirmed that our party would endure. In that transcendent moment of unity and jubilation, it became clear that our community's spirit was indomitable and destined to flourish for generations to come.